Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know in order to grow your lashes long. I'm going to give you tips, tricks, things that you need to implement in order to regrow your lashes, especially if you've been dealing with a lot of breakage or fallout of the lashes. This is really common. First of all, our eyelashes can get really dry as a result of wearing mascara and eye makeup on a daily basis, especially if you're somebody who doesn't often remember to take it off at the end of the day. What ends up happening is that really can dry out the lashes, making them brittle and prone to breakage. Then of course, digging a little deeper, there are certain medical problems that can cause loss of the eyelashes. Probably one of the more common is an autoimmune condition called alopecia areata. This basically results in sudden loss of hair. It can happen on the head, like a frank bald patch, or it can involve the eyelashes and even the eyebrows. Loss of the lashes can also be a manifestation of underlying thyroid disease. So if you are dealing with a lot of eyelash loss suddenly, I strongly suggest seeing your healthcare provider for evaluation. My number one tip when it comes to getting your lashes to grow healthy, actually it's the thing that has helped me the most. Use a cleansing balm or cleansing oil to remove your mascara at the end of the day. This does two things. First of all, it removes the mascara, and in my opinion, it does a really good job removing the mascara because it coats the lashes and breaks up that coating of mascara, allowing it to slip off more readily. And it also nourishes the lashes. It's kind of like you condition your hair to reduce breakage. Same thing with using a cleansing balm or cleansing oil. So you kind of get a 2-for, your conditioning and your cleansing. There are certain lubricating factors that are excreted from the glands along the base of the lashes that coat the lashes and keep them hydrated and healthy and moisturized. And if your lashes are constantly caked in mascara, they're not going to get coated with that, and that can really dry out your lashes and contribute to a lot of brittleness. So definitely make sure you are taking off your mascara, and I think it's a good idea to use a cleansing oil or a cleansing balm because they simultaneously really allow for gentle removal of the mascara, and they also condition the lashes. Make sure that you're not rubbing really, if you have to rub a lot to get off the mascara, you're using the wrong product, and that rubbing can break the lashes. Number 2, lay off any kind of lash enhancements. This includes lifts, extensions, and also false eyelashes, because these things, they do cause a lot of irritation around the lid line that leads to fragility and breakage and loss of the lashes. And they weigh down your lashes, making them more brittle. Lash extensions really can lead to a lot of fragility, breakage, and loss of the lashes. Definitely take a break from them. The adhesives from like your false eyelashes, they cause a lot of irritation around the lid margin, and they also kind of weigh down, again, the lash itself, contributing to breakage, irritation, and fallout. And long term can also cause a lot of irritation like around your eyes and lead to dry eyes. I suggest everyone, regardless of if you feel as though your lashes are thinning or not, I suggest everyone take a break from any kind of lash enhancement cosmetic thing like lifts, extensions, and even false eyelashes. I suggest taking a break every couple of months for like 6 weeks at least, just to kind of allow your lashes a little bit of breathing room and to give them a break. And if you do have lash extensions and you're about ready to take a break, just let them fall off naturally. Do not pull them, because that is going to, obviously pull out your natural lashes, cause a lot of further irritation. Just let them fall off naturally. Number 3, you have got to stop using lash curlers, at least for, at least take a break from them. They really weaken the lash at the root and contribute to breakage and fallout of the lashes. There used to be this trend, I don't know if it's still popular, where you would like heat up your lash curler to really curl your lashes, almost like a curling iron. That is really damaging to those little baby lashes. Just like a curling iron or any kind of heat styling tool on your hair is gonna lead to more breakage and fragility. Same thing with your lashes, but they are a lot more delicate than the hair on your head, and they grow a lot more slowly. I am not a fan of lash serums. Even prescription Latisse, Bimatoprost, I'm not really a fan of, and in sparing certain situations, I really just don't think it's a great option for people who are dealing with sparse thinning lashes. Lash serums in general that like you buy in the store or from a distributor or whatever, I've covered them in other videos before, but they do cause a lot of irritation around the lid line. Further worsens the lash breakage and the lash loss. You know, you may appreciate some lash growth initially, but you have to continue using these. And unfortunately, they really can cause so much irritation around the lid line that you then suffer from chronic dry eyes. Some of these have even come under scrutiny by the FDA because they have prostaglandin-like compounds in them, similar to the prescription stuff. So people have developed side effects, and that's no good. Speaking of side effects, when it comes to the prescription stuff, Latisse, you will appreciate much thicker, longer, beautiful lashes with Latisse. It takes about 2 months to start seeing results. You have to use it every day, and you can only use it to the upper lid. And then it's the kind of thing, like anything, where you have to use it in order to maintain the results. As soon as you stop, your lashes will go back to how they were initially. Side effects of Latisse are nothing to play around with, though. They can definitely Latisse definitely causes a lot of irritation for people, and like the other lash serums, causes dry eyes, chronic dry eyes, and can ultimately lead to hyperpigmentation of the lid margin of your eyelids. Now that will go away after you stop using it, but you know, it's not really aesthetically desirable. Latisse also can cause dark spots on your iris, the colored part of your eye. Once you stop Latisse, that does not go away. A lot of people have adverse reactions to Latisse, leading to dryness and irritation, and Latisse also can cause periorbital lipodystrophy, basically loss of fat, and that can lead to a sunken in eye, and that is irreversible. That rarely happens, but it's something to think about, like how important is this temporary effect of thickened, longer lashes. All right, what about good old castor oil? I get a lot of questions about castor oil. I've got a video on castor oil for hair growth, and I get questions about it for eyelashes. Castor oil is a very viscous oil. It actually has very good moisturizing properties to it, and it's got ricinoleic acid in it, which is good for helping both the skin and the hair retain moisture. It doesn't actually grow hair, whether it be on your head, your eyebrows, or your eyelashes. It doesn't. It's very viscous though, and it coats the hairs that you do have, and it makes them appear thicker, and it moisturizes them and conditions them. Unfortunately, because it is so viscous, it can ultimately end up causing a lot of irritation around your eyelid, and that will lend itself to chronic dry eyes, irritation, you're rubbing your eyes more, and it's just kind of an undesirable setup. So I'm not really one to recommend castor oil, although I do see why people would choose it. You know, it can help moisturize the lashes. You also have coconut oil, another oil that people like to use on their lashes. Again, coconut oil is not going to make them grow, but it will help with moisturizing, and it can help remove some mascara, makeup. So you may choose coconut oil as like a natural cleansing oil. Some people develop flares of acne whenever they use coconut oil, and some of the same oil glands that are involved, in acne on the face, you have sort of similar glands within the eye, and they can be, you know, clogged by that, and that can lead to styes. So if you have problems with coconut oil with your skin, I wouldn't use it on the lashes either. The reason I'm more of a fan of using a cleansing balm product or a cleansing oil product is that they often will have emulsifiers that kind of help them mix with water and allow them to rinse off more easily, as opposed to just a plain oil. I think that can be a better option. And they still condition the lashes nicely. So, you know, it's up to you what you want to use, but do be aware of the fact that coconut oil could potentially cause styes, and castor oil, you know, could cause a lot of irritation around the lid margin, around the lid line. Are you under stress? This is probably something that people don't think of. They just reach for that quick fix lash serum. But if you are under a lot of stress, there are a few reasons why that could cause your lashes to be brittle or prone to breakage. First of all, for some people, when they get really, really stressed out, they pull out their hair or they pull out the lashes. This can become almost a compulsion, so much so that it is a disorder called trichotillomania. But a lot of people don't necessarily have full-blown trichotillomania, but they do tend to kind of pick at their lashes here and there when they get stressed out. Kind of similar to popping your pimples, same family of things. It's, you know, kind of maybe a stress release or something, but rather than taking out your stress on your lashes, try and keep your hands occupied with other things. Whenever you feel stressed out, maybe keep nearby some like silly putty or something to put in your hands. Or I'm a big fan of adult coloring books because I'm very task oriented. So if I get stressed out, I like using coloring books. And I recommend that to people. You know, it's relaxing, and you know, you're accomplishing something by completing the picture. So that's something else. Or knitting, crocheting, crafts, anything that can distract your hands whenever you're stressed out. It requires you to have, you know, an understanding of what your stress triggers are. So if you're not quite sure when you get, you know, what's going to cause you to get stressed out, try keeping a journal for a while and to identify your triggers of stress and anxiety. I think that really can help a lot. That goes for not only the lashes, but if you pick at your skin or you pull your hair, you know, this can help just to kind of get a handle of what it is that leads you down this path. And I think it's really empowering to do these things because it gives you some control back. If you aren't aware, your hair follicles on your head, they're all in different stages of the growing cycle. The majority of them are in the growing phase, but a proportion of them are in the resting or shedding phase. And this is called telogen. And your lashes are similar. They have the same kind of stages. And as you guys know from my videos on hair shedding, if you go through a really stressful life event, whether it be emotional stress, or you had a surgery, or you delivered a baby, maybe you went on one of these crash diets, juice cleanse, something like that, which I do not recommend, that can trigger a telogen effluvium, and it can affect your lashes just like it can affect your hair on your head. And just like you will notice more hair shedding, you may notice that your lashes, you know, are falling out more readily. Again, this is a setup where you definitely want to check in with your doctor. You may need to have some blood work drawn to evaluate for an underlying medical cause. You can get a telogen effluvium if you have low iron, low vitamin D, things that we've talked about in my videos on hair shedding before. And those two can impact the hair cycle of the lashes and overall lash growth. It's always hard to tell people to manage their stress. But in the case of telogen effluvium and shedding, once the stressful event is under control, slowly, albeit, the hair cycles will go back to normal, including the lashes. You just have to be really, really patient. So in the meantime, while you're waiting for the lashes to recover, try and resist the temptation for these kind of quick fixes like lash serums that end up causing you more irritation and lead to, you know, kind of prolonging the process of lash regrowth. Likewise, lay off of the lash extensions, because those, you know, those can be tempting to put on the remaining lashes, but ultimately it's going to really, really slow down your progress. What about everyone's favorite hair supplement, biotin? Biotin is a B vitamin, and it's been popular in hair, skin, and nails gummies for a while, and a lot of people ask me, will it help with lash growth? Truthfully, there's no data to support the use of taking biotin for hair growth, including the lashes, in the absence of a biotin deficiency, which is incredibly rare. There are these rare genetic diseases where there's biotin deficiency, and in those cases, supplementing with biotin, first of all, is necessary, but it helps correct the hair problem. But that is incredibly rare. The only situation where you can run into biotin deficiency in an otherwise healthy person is if you are consuming a large amount of raw egg whites, because egg whites have a compound in them called Biotin, which will bind up biotin in your diet and prevent absorption. And that can lead to biotin deficiency. So if you are eating lots of raw egg whites, please cook them to prevent you from having biotin deficiency. But otherwise, it's, like I said, super, super rare, and you don't need a supplement to get biotin in your diet. It's very easy to get it from just regular, ordinary food. I don't recommend any dietary supplements for hair growth because there's really no data to support any given supplement for any type of hair loss other than, like I said, in the situation where you have a true biotin deficiency. Then of course it's not even supplement, it's a replacement, not a supplement in that case. And yeah, then it's going to be helpful, but that's not going to be the case for you guys, I would hope, unless you're recovering from a raw egg white fast. All right. Most important thing when it comes to skin, hair, nails, lashes, brows, and life is making sure that you follow a balanced diet. People run into a lot of problems when they go after certain diet fads, especially if the diet fad is missing key nutrients. That is basically a crash diet, and that your body freaks out, and the hairs on your head, your lashes, your eyebrows, you're like, now is not the time to be growing hair. Let's just pause. And that's why you get a telogen effluvium. And by crash diets, I mean things like juice cleanses, even going on certain diets like a vegan diet or a ketogenic diet. While those can meet all of your nutritional needs, if you don't plan accordingly and execute them properly, you can run into a dietary deficiency very easily that will trigger a telogen effluvium. A lot of people ask me, I'm going vegan, how do I prevent hair loss? Make sure the diet is balanced, and you certainly can have a very balanced diet, vegan diet. You can have a balanced ketogenic diet, but you want to make sure you plan accordingly. And in my opinion, the best way to do that is to talk to your doctor, make sure that it's the right thing for you, and have them possibly refer you to a dietitian who can guide you through how to execute the diet in a balanced fashion. Don't just follow YouTubers who do these diets, because first of all, on YouTube, when somebody shows you a day of their eating, they're only showing you one day out of, many. And let's be honest, I mean, most of us will have days where we don't hit every single micro or macronutrient. But if you're mimicking somebody's one day of eating daily, and you're missing out on something, then that, could set you down this road of telogen effluvium, which can affect the lashes. So follow a balanced diet, and that will bode well in the long run for the health of your hair, skin, nails, and total body. Lashes take time to grow, you guys. No instant gratification here. They take time. People ask me, what is the best thing for getting your lashes to grow? All of these things I've told you, these are really important tips, but ultimately just leave them alone. The less manipulation, the better. The fewer things that you do to your lashes, that removes any margin of error in terms of things that may be irritating, that compromise lash health, lash growth, and the health of your eyelid and the eyelid skin. Dry eyes is not something you want to deal with. It's a common chronic condition, and these lash enhancements can definitely lead you down that path. All right, those are my tips for growing long, healthy lashes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it was helpful. If so, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.